Hi, it's Laura here from laurathomasauthor.com. I'm an author and a book lover, and today I'm bringing you a book review on Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. Now, I've been so excited to do this book review because this book has been on my favorites book list for over 20 years, which really makes me feel old, but it's true. It's just I've always loved it and I just reread it, so I really wanted to share it with you today. It's had a little bit of a resurgence of late because there's going to be a movie and it's supposed to come out this year, 2021. So there's been a lot of hype about this book, but it was originally published in 1991 by Bantam Books, and it was then re-released in 97 by Multnomah, and it sold over 3 million copies and has been translated into 30 languages, which is pretty phenomenal. Francine Rivers is one of the leading authors of women's Christian fiction, and she's published nearly 30 novels with a Christian theme, including some that I've thoroughly enjoyed, such as The Masterpiece, Bridge to Haven, A Lineage of Grace, and the Mark of the Lion series, to name but a few. And I just saw that she has another novel coming out next year, 2022, called The Disinherited. So that's one to look out for as well. The cover, this is my original book that I have here, and it has the picture of Angel on the front. She's the protagonist, and I'll be talking about her a little bit more in a moment. The newest edition has come out, and it's exactly the same, but with a gray background. But there is also a glorious hardback cover, which I went out and ordered last week, and it is absolutely stunning, really beautiful addition to any bookshelves. So if you're a fan of this book, you might want to grab a hardback copy as well. The story of unconditional love is set in the 1850s Californian gold rush. But it's actually inspired by Hosea, which is a book in the Bible, and the story of a prophet and a prostitute. In Redeeming Love, Angel is a beautiful protagonist who has just had the most heart-wrenching upbringing. She's actually sold into prostitution at the age of 8, and her life has just been heartbreaking every step of the way. Obviously, she's really hardened against men. She doesn't like men. She has a very angry disposition, a shut down heart, and she doesn't know what it is to love or to be loved until a man called Michael comes into her life, who is a simple farmer with a heart for God. Michael Hosea, he actually longs to be married, and when he sees Angel walking through the streets, he suddenly hears from God, "This is the woman for you. This is who I want you to marry." And understandably, he questions this because she is a very well-known, a very popular prostitute, and he obeys. He goes ahead and he listens to God and he follows what he believes God's path is for him. And the story begins. But even with this promise of a sweet life with a gentle, caring, loving man in Michael, Angel still can't grasp what it is to be in a sincere relationship. And so she runs from her husband, Michael. But only deep healing from one who loves her even more than Michael does will ever give Angel any hope of healing and redemption and wholeness. And so the story goes on. And now the prose. The flawed characters are so well written. I think it will have you rooting for Angel as she really finds her way and learns to be loved and to love somebody else. And it will also have you grieving alongside Michael as he just lives with this utter frustration. There's also some fantastic secondary characters who really add to the depth of the redemption story and really thicken the plot. I think they are very enjoyable in themselves. Also, last October, there is a new devotional that came out called A Path to Redeeming Love, and it's a 6-week devotional based on this book, and it has little snippets from the novel along with some essays from Francine Rivers and some Bible verses. So if you enjoy the novel and you're looking for a devotional, I really recommend that you pick up a copy of A Path to Redeeming Love. I think you might enjoy that too. The cons, if you read the devotional before you read the novel, it's going to give away a lot of spoilers. So I would recommend that you don't do that. Obviously, with this book, there's going to be some sexual and some physical abuse because of the nature of the story. So if that is a trigger for you, be warned for that. And also, it's a book based on the book of the Bible, and so it's unapologetically Christian fiction. And yet, some reviewers have been a little surprised at the Christianness of it. But it is a Christian story. It's a story of redemption. It represents God's love for us and his pursuit of his people. And so that's the weaving thread through the story. But if you don't like that, then just know that that's up front. That's what it's about. But I would challenge you to read it. It's such a great book. And there's a quote from Liz Curtis Higgs, who's a best-selling author, and she says, "Simply put, Redeeming Love is the most powerful work of fiction you will ever read." So there's that. In summary, with the backdrop of the 1850s Californian gold rush, this novel is a compelling love story that pulls on the heartstrings again and again, and is a beautiful, powerful picture of God's unshakable love and faithfulness toward us. Forgiveness, redemption, healing, and hope. It's a vivid reminder of how we are pursued by the author of love. If you'd like to pick up a copy of Redeeming Love or the devotional, I have both those links included underneath. And if you've read this book, please leave a comment for me. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. And if you need to find out anything about myself or my books, I'm at laurathomasauthor.com. Feel free to like this and subscribe so you don't miss any more reviews. And until next time, happy reading.